It's been almost 2 decades, but the Asylum has finally returned to give us another knockoff Predator. Let's hope this one keeps the size consistent. Predator Wastelands is a 2025 sci-fi action film from The Asylum, being written and directed by Ryan Ebert. In a post-apocalyptic wasteland, a creature has crashed. A creature in possession of advanced weaponry that can turn the tide against a local tyrant. Was that the plot of Predator Badlands? I mean, I haven't seen it yet, and yes, if you are wondering and aren't familiar with The Asylum, they are known for cranking out mockbusters, the type of films typically made to trick customers. A popular film comes out, and they make a low-budget knockoff in the hopes of turning a tidy profit. This film being done in just 6 days, and its VFX works done in 2 weeks, some of which used AI, even though the director did try to remove as much as possible. Yeah, I think this will be on the lower end of Asylum quality, something I'm sort of familiar with. But we'll only know when we begin, so let's crash right into Predator Wastelands. Our tale opens rather promising. The alien Predator, I'll just call him Predator, played by Jeremiah A. Walker, is managing his vessel. We see he's searching for some sort of mineral. Wait, is that fucking Tiberium? And while some of you might scoff at how cheap this looks, this will be the best looking scene in the whole film. At least they put their best foot forward. Because down on Earth's side, we see Caesar Legion cosplayers have become rather violent.
This is moody! Unsuitable for gnats!
If this is like the Witcher 3 multi-grain situation, these people have it coming. These people include Father Aemon, played by L.A. Williams, his wife Inara, played by Vanessa Zanardi, their daughter Samira, played by Amelia Amonth, and I think her boyfriend, Omar, played by Johnny Ramey. Well, the tithe is moldy, so time to pay another price. Something Omar attempts to flee from, just really half-heartedly.
No, Omar!
Stop! Get back! Get back!
Luckily, an alien vessel just crash lands nearby. I guess those bolt actions are packing more than you'd expect. But don't think about that. We need to human shield these people as we approach the UFO. Said occupant of the UFO doesn't take kindly to the ground fire, taking down the majority of the goons before easily being downed himself. While he fucks off, we get a title screen and meet our villain, Balaam, played by David Chokaki.
Where are the rest of my warlords?
Good question. But also, yeah, this film refers to the low-level soldiers as warlords, which typically is reserved for someone of a higher tier of station. I feel like Ebert just really wanted his own equivalent of the war boys and couldn't think of anything. He could have called them war dogs. That would have been fine. Why warlords? Anyways, our warlord here isn't doing too good. He shot the creature in the back like a coward, and he didn't confirm if it was dead. And yes, Balaam is that type of villain.
Oh, stop.
So come in here, DeRay, played by Aaron Groban, and head out to the nearby village. At said village, our family is tending to the creature, and while the suit is cheap, I really can't tell if that shirt with the muscle design is meant to be flesh or some kind of exosuit. Either way, the mending begins while the men discuss the world, how if only the tribes united they could overthrow Balaam. Meanwhile, his brother DeRay is searching, managing to find the creature's blood.
Not wrong. Not of this world.
You know, you really missed an opportunity to knock off the, if it bleeds, we can kill it. But they won't miss the opportunity to really poorly attack the 110 village. Noticeably that when DeRay is tackled and getting his shit rocked, his warlord just up and loses his rifle, needing to grab DeRay's. Also during the scuffle, the gemstone mask DeRay wore was thrown all the way over into the tent, and the gemstones began healing the creature, who in turn obliterates DeRay. Wait a minute, so the gemstones heal and power its weapons? This shit is fucking Tiberium. Oh, and Aemon is dead. That too. Back with the big bad, he takes news of his brother's death much better than those nameless warlords from earlier. You might have noticed, but our friend from the stars hasn't said a single word this whole time. I really wish he'd give us a sign or something, and... That was beautiful. So yeah, he doesn't say shit, and yet somehow these people are convinced he will fight for them. Mainly because it just so happens the gem he uses for powers are being mined right under the bad guy's home base. You know, it's occurring to me now they do kind of look like Nod soldiers. In fact, they don't even convince him. These three chuckle fucks spend 3 whole minutes debating on who goes with the alien and who's to go try and rally the tribes. I don't think I'd have as much of a problem if the writing didn't go in circles the whole time.
What if it turns on you?
You have no faith.
Well, Samira is going with the creature, and the journey to the big bad's place is through the woods. And yeah, something doesn't look right about the creature's movement. I don't think they have him on stilts, so he might just be walking slowly to make sure he doesn't walk ahead of the chick, but it looks very unnatural. And not unnatural like the Predator climbing down the tree in the original film. He might not walk right or have active camo, but he can disappear like Batman. This leaves Samira alone as scouts approach. Though I think the creature used her as bait. Meanwhile, with the Earthbound duo, they head off to one village led by Zaid. Not that their rallying goes particularly well.
The warrior from the sky. He is on our side.
I mean, has he spoke to you? Has he said what he was doing here? Or are we just working off an armed, drunk driver who's stumbling around killing people after they shot his ride? This could just be the alien equivalent of falling down. Moving on, do you want more forest walking? We got forest walking. We cut back to other characters and they are still forest walking. There is so much forest walking, you might start to wonder if this film is about an alien hunter, one who is observant and capable of killing whole brigades of men, or he'll just get gunned down by a dude pretending his percussion cap rifle is actually a bolt action. Oh, and the rifle is bent. I mean, really, Asylum? You made decent films before. You had bolt action props earlier. Props that weren't bent. So Samira goes in, attempting a stealthy backstab, but this doesn't go her way. Luckily, the creature has another shot ready and lets loose. You know, when you really look at the thing's track record so far, I honestly think the tribe's odds of winning a fight with Balam haven't increased that much. Maybe that's why they got sold out by Zaid.
They're trying to amass an army with the help of the creature that fell from the sky.
I also love how we get these big landscape shots, and all this film has just been walking circles in the forest. Can something funny or exciting happen already?
Hey! Get down! No!
Catching an arrow in mid-flight? Okay, that's a surprise. And hey, this fight's pretty entertaining. He's a better warrior than the Predator knockoff. Not that we've established he's anything more than a pilot with a sidearm. I'm just assuming a Predator knockoff is meant to be a Predator. No, not that kind. Anyways, mom is kidnapped and daughter is falling down a hole. Hey, look, they walked the mother right past the daughter. Small world. Something about the scale of things is feeling off. I hope that doesn't get worse. Following her mother, Samira is soon reunited with the creature.
And then we meet back here, carry the gemstones together.
You know that interaction isn't actually bad. The rest of the film is pretty bad, but there's a moment or two. Very small moments, though. So what's Omar up to? Well, failing to unite anyone, he instead runs all the way back to the crashed ship, and he starts looting it. Speaking of looting, the mine has been found with all the gemstones a creature could want, and what's more, evidence of the creature's species having been here before.
They're people.
I'd think with how that statue is holding the world in its grasp, they are a bit more hostile. But it's time for our villain to meet our hero finally.
Oh my god. You are real.
You know what? Considering there's only 20 minutes of film left and he hasn't seen him the entire time, that reaction is fucking hilarious. Back with looted and kitted, he is ready to fight. Or just get his ass whooped. At least he stayed alive long enough to die in front of the rest of the cast. And the creature gets domed. You know, this really is a lame Predator. Has he gotten the drop on anyone not currently in the process of trying to kill someone else? Oh, and I guess the village is being attacked? The village that is now right outside the bad guy's front door? Didn't we spend an hour of film walking around to all the villages?
If there's anything left of the creature's head, I would take it for a trophy.
Desperate not to choke on the villain's ham, Samira grabs a gemstone and flees into the crashed ship. Wait, the ship crashed right outside the villain's base? The villain, who, when told about the creature, didn't believe his men, who had to dispatch his brother to investigate. The same ship that is just right outside, that he could see from his lair window. Well, at least she has a blatant grenade launcher prop from the creature's arsenal. You couldn't strap some LEDs on it or a bit of taped cardboard. I mean, what the fuck was the prop team doing? Were they even there? I mean, what's next? Yeah, that seems about right. Oh, and all the villagers have allied to fight. The creature kills and then heals a heavily wounded Samira, who goes on to give a speech about becoming a city or something. We finally end on him being told he can head home, and he has something to tell us from the bottom of his heart. That was Predator Wastelands, and there's not much I can say. It released November 4th, 2025, which just so happens to be a few days before that completely unknown film, Predator Badlands. Who the fuck heard of that movie? Look, the film is a knockoff, yes, but it's really removed from Badlands, let alone Predator. The creature doesn't hunt or even act all that aggressive. It's barely a good warrior throughout the film, always getting ambushed and taken down with only the regeneration from the crystals to save him. So in the realm of being a knockoff, it fails, but what about on its own? Well, even by Asylum standards, it's pretty bad. The story is simple, yet somehow still manages to trip over itself with locations and plot-critical items moving all around to fit the plot. Why is a ship crash landing near a village at one point, but right outside the bad guy's lair the next? Acting leaves much to be desired, with everyone feeling like they're either on their first rehearsal, or just hamming it up for the paycheck. Honestly, I would have preferred more of the latter. The effects are just terrible. There's scenes that I thought were blue screen or something, but now that I know about the AI, it seems like it was animated with it, which explains some of the oddities like the soldiers charging, but it looking like the villagers are behind them or even running with them. It's just a mess of the film that takes its simple plot and stretches it as thin as it can go while at the same time failing to be entertaining. You have an alien creature and tons of wasteland jobbers, but he never feels dangerous. Yes, his weapons are overpowered to an extent, but outside of a moment or two, he is simply weak. I've seen decent or okay-ish Asylum films, but this is not one of them. Avoid it at all costs. On a good day, I might put this on par with The Predator, but that's an insult for both films.